adult audience.
Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised.
2, 1, go.
Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Loveline, coast to coast.
Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Dr. Drew, board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist. Tonight, we have, well, it says here, and I'm not going to question it, the most popular dance DJ in the world, Paul Oakenfold, is here, all the way from England.
Oh, yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, how are you guys, all right?
And Adam just handed me a little sheet here that has your schedule on it, and if I'm reading this correctly, you'll be in Greece tomorrow?
No, I will be, I'm leaving tomorrow, and I will be going to Ibiza for the opening of the summer storm that they have there with all the clubs, and then
Mallorca?
to Greece. Yeah.
Oh, and then back to Greece and then over to Mallorca. Okay. Amazing.
Yeah. It's is this music? What country is it biggest in? Is it bigger in Europe than it is in the United States?
It's much bigger in Europe. I mean, purely because you have radio support. I'm finding in America that most of the electronic club music is mainly underground. It's not a radio driven. In the UK, as we were speaking, we got mainly one radio station, Radio 1, and they play dance music alongside rock, alongside reggae, pop.
Maybe they play a lot of it over there because it's always overcast. You know what I mean? They're trying to get people to stop killing themselves and get up. You think that might be it?
Yeah, I bet that's it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're right.
Good times, Adam.
Yeah, and it says also Paul began doing his mixing at 16, but Paul was born a year before I was.
Wow.
So he was born in 48. No, he was born in 60. He was born in.
I started early.
He was born in 63. So when I was 15, I don't remember any mixing going on. Do you know what I'm saying? I didn't know you could do mixing.
Yeah, just getting started.
You could?
Yeah, I remember.
In 1980?
Certainly by 83, it was there, for sure.
Is that when you started?
No, I didn't start in 83. I started about 85.
85, but it says when you were 16 and you're born in 63. That's 79.
They got it wrong.
Oh, what a shock. What a shock that our staff would make a mistake that way. It's never happened before. I have to apologize. So you're not the pioneer we made you out to be at the beginning of the show.
There's not one pioneer. There's a few, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was certainly people DJing before me, and one of the main pioneers was a DJ called Larry Levan out of New York. Dance music really came from America, first of all.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. We took it and gave it a twist, and like we did with rock and roll. I mean,
you know what it is? The blacks invent everything, and then the white man rips it off from him.
Yeah.
You said it.
Yeah. I just found out recently they invented rockets, splitting the atom, airplanes, all black men, and we took it. We took it away, Drew. You feel all right about that?
Not you and I.
Well, no, we wouldn't. We wouldn't let them have it. All right, so we'll figure out some of these tour dates, maybe.
Yeah.
And straighten that out. We'll hear something off the CD, and we'll take some calls. I still have to apologize because I'm still sick.
Yeah.
You hear that, Drew?
Yeah, Ann and I were on the phone about an hour ago. Just after my son vomited all over me.
Oh, yeah.
Massive gales of vomit. Oh, my God.
What happened?
He was complaining and feel good. But he's like, I'm tired. And all of a sudden, blah, in the sink.
He got hold of some bad semen.
Yeah. Are you done? But it's nice. He did about 2 years of corn.
He wouldn't do that. He's not going to do that for a couple of years.
He did about 2 years of corn before he managed to bring it back up. And it's nice. Half it was down the drain. The drain was clogged. I'm digging stuff out.
With your hands?
Yes.
You
know you love your kids when.
Yeah, but at what age can you stop handling your kids' bile and fecal matter?
It's after puberty.
Is that because then they become a separate person?
Then it's
an adult.
Then it's.
So I mean, like when you're.
Then you have to look into it if you really want to handle.
My friend was telling me this kid was crapping, and he put his hand underneath it. Yes. Anything to save the carpet, and the kid crapped right into his hand. Yeah. And.
Oh no! I came to a television show with crap in my hair because I got.
But that was from a hooker.
No,
that's from your kid.
Yeah, that's from.
Interesting. And I'm saying you're digging in. You're actually, Paul. Do you have kids?
No,
I don't have kids either, but I understand it. You're digging into the kid. You're getting in the urine, the fecal matter, the vomits all over your shoulders and your hair and everything.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't like it, but it's not going to kill you.
It's funny.
My dad wouldn't grab any of my crap now, is what I'm saying.
No, not
so I have to throw it at him.
No, good.
No, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's just nice evening, and up at 4 a.m. doing Good Morning America. So I'm in great shape.
So when your boy's heaving that way, doesn't your wife do something about it?
No, she was the one handling him, but when it was all done,
you had to mop up.
Dad's got to step in.
Yeah, it's bad times. See, no kids. You're in good shape. You're in clubs all night doing X, mixing, having a good time, getting laid. Drew's knee deep in cream corn.
It wasn't cream corn. It was lots of kernels. He did
it was cream corn when it came out.
No,
went in his whole kernel.
When I
came
took
out as cream.
I took a towel full of this stuff and shook it out in the backyard, and it was sound like bullets going off. Pow. Corn everywhere.
Oh my God! And aren't there animals that'll eat that?
I'm sure.
You need to get one of those.
Well, we have them.
Amy?
Oh, bring them upstairs to the sun?
Yeah. Why? Yeah. Well, cut out the middleman. Bring the raccoon or whatever you got right into the bathroom. Let him mop up. Amy, you're 19.
Hi.
What's up?
I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
Okay. There have been twice now, 2 different occasions. I'll be having sex with my boyfriend, and when everything is done, I'll kind of look down, and my labia look like they're swollen.
Well, that's a normal part of arousal, right?
Paul, what do you guys call a labia? How do you pronounce that? What do you call them, flappers or something?
Flappers, yeah.
You must have a good name for
it. Flaps up.
Would you say labia, or would you give us some crazy accent?
No, we'd say flaps.
Would you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No. I know. See, the English, whatever makes sense is what they go with. Whatever something looks like. They're like kids. They're like really smart kids. If something looks like something, that's what it's called.
Elevator? Lift.
A lift. Yeah, it's easy. Everyone knows it. Why make it complicated?
The camel's foot.
Yeah, the hoof, the toe.
All right, but Amy, that's a normal part of arousal. It also can
be... I'm sorry to cut you off. I know that, but they're like more than just that.
All right, and then it can also be inflammation, irritation, if you've really gone too long. Was there burning or pain when you were doing it?
No, there's no burning, there's no pain, and it always goes away.
Do you have orgasm?
Yeah.
Wow. How long are you going in it?
It varies, I guess.
Well, let me write that down.
Give us a number.
It varies. Oh, no, I know what it is.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
you're not going to share?
Wow.
Share.
No, about 20 minutes.
18 minutes, 37 seconds.
Yeah, well, you're just about there. Oh, she said right. You knew it.
Right. All right.
Genius.
All right, well, maybe means you're going too long. Do you think that's what that means, Drew, when you get the inflammation down there?
Yeah, she says it goes away after, it's tumescence, just like what men get.
The blood pumping into the area.
And if it's irritated, the tumescence can be unpleasant, uncomfortable, but if it's just normal arousal, that's okay.
What can she do? Cold rag?
A warm bath.
Oh, okay.
My grandmother used to tell my sister to use a frozen corn cob.
A frozen corn cob?
Yeah. Bring the swelling right down.
Wait, where is it? Amy does not sound like a New Yorker. You know what I mean? Amy, where are you from?
I'm from the Bronx, born and raised.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you get that from her at all?
No, you go to a good school or something?
I have really great parents, but the New York City public education system isn't something to be raved about. So.
They've done okay with you.
I think her sort of teenage accent has trumped her Brooklyn accent.
I'm not from Brooklyn.
Bronx.
Or her Bronx accent.
But she doesn't have no attitude.
I know, but the sort of hot teenage chick has trumped.
I see everything.
Everything. Because that's what she sounds like. She sounds like a hot teenage girl.
Where are you going to school?
I am not in college, actually.
Are you going to go to college?
Yes, actually, in the spring.
Where?
Probably Hunter.
Okay.
Are you good looking? I went to Gatherer. Are you good looking?
I've been told, yeah.
Yeah, many times?
Yes,
many times. See, I know what hot chicks sound like.
Yes, many times.
Yeah.
Many.
I know what it's like. It's, it gets old.
Yeah, for you, Adam, must get terribly old.
I don't know why people, want to be my friend. I don't know if it's because of my looks, I'd like to think of it's because of me.
Yeah.
But you never know. You know what I'm saying, Paul?
Yeah.
Paul felt that when he came into the room. Adrian?
Hi.
You're 16?
Yeah.
What's up?
Last night I went to a barbecue and I drank and I got high, and then I was with a friend there. He's 20 and I'm 16, and we left the party, and then we went to his house and we smoked again, and then we had sex, but like we didn't have a condom, but he didn't come inside of me, and we had sex 3 times. And
you got to get the morning after pill.
Okay, I don't know where to go, and I have absolutely no money, nothing.
Then call.
I'm like
16.
I'm freaking out.
Call Planned Parenthood, okay? They got a good plan. Are you up in Minneapolis?
Yeah,
that's a good Planned Parenthood. Here's the number. Ready? Write it down.
Wait.
People don't keep a pad and pen up their ass like you do.
Here you go.
Right. I know, but you always go, here you go, and the person's like, huh, what? No, hold on.
All right, I'm ready.
1-800.
He never gets used to that.
230. Sure, it's hard for them easy for them to hear the numbers as you talk over them.
Okay.
1-800-230-PLAN. Plan. Okay?
Uh-huh.
And the Planned Parenthood it's different in different cities, but they probably at least can point you in that direction, if not actually give you the...
You said it didn't cost anything?
Sometimes, each Planned Parenthood is different. Some would give you this for nothing. Others may have issues or be able to point you in the right direction.
I have another question, too. Like, lately I've been feeling a lot, like, down a lot, but I have never gotten help, and my dad's been on depression pills, and my brother's been on depression pills, but I've never... I don't like to really show what I feel, you know. So, I've never been on any medication, but I think I'm really depressed. But I would just.
Well, but you have no money, right?
I have no money.
And no insurance.
Well, no, I have insurance. My family is wealthy, but I'm not. But
family's wealthy.
Well, not wealthy, but.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Well, listen, if you can't get anywhere with Planned Parenthood, go see a doctor. You're entitled to private, confidential health care. You're covered by the insurance. Go on in and get this evaluated. Go on in. Your doctor was happy to help you.
Well, I don't know about that.
Shouldn't the parents help out? Shouldn't the parents help out and get some
Of course. Yeah. Of course. You've been in America long enough,
Yeah. We're going back with you to Hounslow.
Right. Yeah. Near Hounslow.
Near Hounslow. Yeah, that's where we're going. Well, we're actually going to Hounslow. That's what I'm saying. We'll part our ways somewhere.
I want to go to Hounslow and find your old buddy.
My old girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
She don't like me anymore.
You communicate with her at all?
No.
What happened?
She kept up with my grandparents for many years. Still keeps up with my grandmother.
That is despicable.
And my sister. Yeah. What do you mean despicable? She lived at my grandmother's house while she was banging some other guy. Don't you remember that story?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh. My family, I'll tell you. If it's not even, they have it in for me. So it's not even, if I just broke even with them, I'd be happy.
If they were neutral.
Yeah, a person that didn't know me wouldn't have let my ex-girlfriend move into their house and have sex with their new boyfriend. They would have let him in.
Right.
See? All right. Hey, you ready to go back to the phones here, Drew?
Yeah.
Ivy?
Hey.
Ooh, that's better.
Wow.
What's up?
Well, me and my friend, we had our periods at the same time this month, and usually she gets hers like a week before now, and I get mine like a week after now, and they were like perfectly synced up, like seriously. It was like on the hour.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
That's what women do.
Really?
Yep.
But like, what could cause that?
Being a human being. When you go live in a sorority, everyone in the house will start syncing up together.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. Except for the ones with the eating disorders.
Right. They don't have their periods.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's how you know.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No one knows exactly how or why that happens, but it does happen, and it is characteristic. Yeah. If there ever were evidence of how biological we are, can we at least make a nod in that direction when this happens to people? I mean, we are profoundly biological.
I know we're always trying to claim that sort of title as individual.
Yeah. No. Free will. No.
But it's weird that we treat every other species on the planet as just a species. You know what I mean? Like bears are bears and eagles and frogs are frogs. We don't recognize any identity in any of the animals that we either capture and look at or ride or eat. Yeah. You know, they're just all one big part of one big clump.
Well, certainly if we were going to discuss the behavior of horses, we might be able to see a pattern of 8 or 10 different kinds of horses within the population, and that'd be that.
Right.
That'd be it.
Right, but not us. We're all different. except for all the parts are exactly the same in everybody. Except for Drew. He has no hair on him. Drew has no hair on him. He's like one of those cats that was bred for no hair. Oh, Drew, what happened there?
It's always been that way.
Since when? Drew, by the way, just dropped his pants and showed Paul and I his balls.
I have no hair here.
Yeah, there's no forearm here.
Yeah. Pull your trousers up.
All right. Let's hear something. What do you say? Let's hear a song.
Yeah.
Anderson, what's going on over there? Yeah, you had your back to me. I just want to know if you're ready to go here.
You've been smoking chronic tonight yourself?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I had some of those nasal shots.
Oh.
You know, get you a little up in your head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anytime you suck anything up, you get a buzz.
That's all conditioned response to your cocaine.
Is that what that is?
Your cocaine
I swear to God, if I could do a rail of baking soda and cop a nice buzz.
That's how powerful. Listen, cocaine addicts, they dream about snorting things, and they wake up with all the physiologic response of being high, including feeling high. Mm-hmm. Let's get on with it.
All right, see, Drew, now you're leaving everyone with the impression that I have a problem with cocaine, you see.
Yeah?
Oh, please. I've probably done coke, maybe not even 500 times in my life. No. I've done coke. I've probably done coke 10 times in my life, in very small amounts. But I was swinging a hammer making $7 an hour, and coke was $120 a gram. Are you kidding? You imagine? And I had zero connections. It's not like I was blowing some guy from Miami or something.
You said the owner of the business at the carpet cleaning organization there would basically pay you in blow.
He would try to sell us blow because he was such a lowlife at like exaggerated prices. But seriously, you clean carpets. First off, you can't clean carpets for more than 20 hours a week because you don't get paid for driving, and it's late night. You work from midnight to 4 in the morning. A big week is like 22 hours. He's taking taxes out. You're walking with $100, and this sea sucker's trying to sell you a quarter gram for $60. It's like, oh, okay. I'll tell you, evil used to follow me, Drew.
Yeah.
He really did. All right. Should we hear something?
Yeah.
You queued up there, Anderson? The CD is called Bunka. It's Paul Oakenfold's CD. He's our guest tonight. And this one's called Ready, Steady, Go. He is called Bunka. We're going to hear something else off of that in the 11 o'clock hour. Paul is the world's greatest dance DJ. Did you ever have any really crappy jobs? Did you do like weddings, bar mitzvahs, that kind of stuff?
No, I mean, I was mainly working in bars when I first started, kind of wine bars, and then moved from bars into clubs. So I'm not really the kind of traditional DJ in that sense where they play the record, talk. What I do is mainly mix records together.
Right.
So it was a completely different area and a different side of what was going on.
You wouldn't have worked at a wedding?
No.
Karina?
Yes?
You're 21?
Yes.
What's up?
Okay, here's the situation. I've been dating this guy for about a year now, and basically about a few months into the relationship, I noticed that he started to basically gawk at other women, like in front of me.
A year into the relationship that started?
No, about a few months into the
relationship. A few months, say 5 minutes into the relationship, most guys.
Yeah, what do you mean gawk, though? I mean, was it real intentional? Was it real obvious?
It's been obvious not only to me, but my mother has said something about it, and a couple of friends have noticed it, too.
Oh. He was checking your mom out? No. She was just around and saw it.
Yes.
All right.
He turns his head. He's sort of doesn't pay.
He turns his head, and sometimes I can't even get his attention. He's so.
All right. So he's sort of disrespectful to you.
Yes.
But it sounds like he's almost doing it in a theatrical way.
Like novelty gawking.
Yeah. Like the wolf in the cartoon whose eyes pop out and you make that Uncle Henry a hookah horn. Ooh, yeah. Tails, it does that diving board thing. Pops out.
Don't you have that sound, Anderson?
I love that diving board sound. Yeah. I guess when you were young, the tail stood for the penis pretty much in all cartoons. But yeah, so you tell him to stop, and what does he say?
Well, I told him that it bothers me, and I feel like it's really disrespectful. And he says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't mean to insult you," but there's never any. I don't notice him at all attempting to stop. He just.
Are you sure you're not hypersensitive to this? Because essentially all men sort of do some of this. You know what I mean?
I can understand, like, you know, a bit of glancing around, but
Right.
there. I mean, I'd
All right.
waiting for the drool if a lot of it.
All right. Are there any consequences you can bring to bear?
Well, she's told him to stop. He says he's not. But he's not cheating or anything, is he?
No.
Oh, well,
Not that I know of.
No, not
I
that
don't
you know?
think he is.
Did your dad cheat on your mom?
No.
Your dad's a good guy?
Yes, very.
Okay.
They didn't divorce?
No.
This guy's a good guy? Does this guy work construction?
No.
What's he do?
Retail.
Retail.
Okay. Well, that narrows it down to about 150 billion things. Okay there, Karina. That's fine. Who cares? That's not a problem. Just
Well,
it's not. It just isn't. I mean, the problem is he's not respecting you.
Yeah, the relationship is lacking mutuality, and that's sort of a deeper problem in the basic structure of the relationship. But just doesn't mean anything that he's doing this.
Well, the thing is, in a relationship, if someone is doing something that you think is disrespectful or wrong or out of line,
Everyone else agrees.
Tell him.
yeah, you tell them, you give them a couple of warnings, and eventually you tell them, you know, keep doing it, and I'm out of here, or there's a consequence.
Right.
No more BJs. You know, cut something off. Cut something off sexually.
Get rid of it.
Just start taking things off the table sexually.
I was talking to someone today about
Straighten a
this.
guy right out.
I don't understand why women do not take that power. They've got so much power.
They have the power.
Yeah.
The sexual power, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, like for instance, you know, a woman is not going to overpower a man physically.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
Right.
But everything else in her command.
Well, that's why I say I look at it as like a card table, and there you have the anal chip, you have the vaginal chip, you have. For me, the nostril plays a factor.
there's a
But
breast
that's
chip for
not
you,
a
is
chip
there?
that most people play. Yeah, you got the BJ and the hand
Breast.
job and all that. You just put it out there and you just start sliding it back toward your end of the tip, start withdrawing things. That's about it. To eventually, there's nothing left on there.
Eventually, guys-
There's nothing but the handshake chip out there. All right.
Oh, the guy's sobbing by that point.
That's right. He's put a hole in the table. He's trying to have sex with the table at that point. All right, let's take ourselves a little break. Paul Oakenfold is our guest tonight, the world's greatest DJ. We'll come back and talk to you after this. Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Paul Oakenfold is our guest tonight. Paul is the most popular dance DJ in the world, everybody. And Bunka is the name of the CD. We're just talking. Paul's British. He's a soccer or football fanatic.
Football fan.
And staying up watching the World Cup. I just heard yesterday that the United States is doing pretty good. Beat Mexico, I think it was yesterday or the day before.
Yeah,
And
you're doing very well.
I thought to myself, Jesus Christ, that whole country's just going to kill itself now because that's all they got. That's all they got is that goddamn soccer.
Well,
you
Mexico.
imagine that? Yeah, I mean, think about it. That's soccer. I mean, I don't know what percentage soccer makes up of the Mexican culture, the day-to-day life of the average Mexican, but what's it make up of the average United States citizen?
Oof.
Does it make 1%?
No.
That doesn't make a whole
5%.
digit. No, not if you just took everybody.
Yeah.
Mexico, it's well into the 90s.
Yeah.
Well into the 90s.
Yep.
That's it. That's all they got, and we crushed that too. We took California, Texas, now we're taking the team down. And that's it.
You beat them 2-0.
We should give them something. We should drop them off a load of...
Texas?
Yeah, we should give them like, I don't know, part of the panhandle or something. I mean, shouldn't we just give them, let's give them San Diego.
Northern
Give them
Florida.
San Diego. It's already named after a Mexican surname. It's after Saint Diego, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, let's give them San Diego for the loss.
All right.
And then maybe it'd be a nice trend because maybe they'll lay down for us next time we play them. Thinking maybe they'll get,
Mexicali.
they'll get LA or Santa Barbara or something.
Calexico.
Right. All right, let's go back to the phones and speak to Amanda. Amanda?
Hi, how are you?
Good. You're 25. What's up?
Actually, I'm an incest survivor from my father, and it's a real big issue with my husband and I.
Let me just stop you right there. Just the way she says incest survivor, to me that's somebody's been... You had a bunch of treatment?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Treatment, no. I've never been able to adhere to counseling.
Oh, really?
I have 7 brothers and sisters, and there's some that we've talked about everything that happened to us. but we've never confronted my dad.
No, I know, but you've been in professional care of one type or another.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a long period of time. I was just, most people who are sexually abused do not call themselves incest survivors, unless they understand sort of the implications of that.
Right.
So that's good.
I
And
don't know
also,
if I necessarily call myself a survivor yet. I don't know.
and it's,
I don't like that survivor.
I understand.
I don't like that.
but how many of our callers call themselves incest survivors?
Yeah.
You know, it never happens.
80%. Same part.
90%
Same
Mexico.
number that's pissed off about the Mexico loss.
And also, Amanda doesn't give you that feel that some survivors give you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's had some treatment.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway.
So what's going on?
I still have a relationship with my dad, and my husband doesn't want them to come and see my kids. He has a real issue with it because my dad's a pedophile, always will be a pedophile. That's all he sees.
Wow.
And
That's how your husband sees your dad.
Yes. And
How
it's
should he
really
see your dad?
Well, he doesn't see him as the rapist. He sees him as a pedophile.
He says I just make excuses for him, but he deals with the repercussions of everything that happened to me as a child every day, and it just tears us up.
Who, your dad does, or your husband?
My husband now deals with, I'm extremely obsessive compulsive. I can't sit still. I cry all the time. I always play the victim. I can't get out of the victim role.
All right. Well, first let me put your burden at ease a little bit here. Most women are nuts anyway, so there's a real good chance you'd just be crying and moody anyway. You see what I'm saying? I mean, Drew, your wife was never sexually abused. She's a mess. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, let's be honest. So there's a real good chance you'd just be a mess anyway.
All the time.
All right, but now I want to get more into your dad. Now, he had sex with all of his kids?
He messed around with all of us. Now, as far as proof of all the boys, no, I don't have that. But just seeing how we're all screwed up in our own way.
Well, he did the boys and the girls?
Well, I can tell you my brother slept with my sister.
Yeah, but
that could have been more your sister being victimized by your dad.
Right. Once your sister's been sexualized by an adult, she'll sometimes...
As far as conversations I've had with my siblings, I know for sure my two sisters and my younger brother.
Your younger brother?
Yeah.
By your dad?
By your dad.
By my dad.
Was the sister that slept with your brother older than that brother or younger?
Younger.
Ooh.
Younger.
That doesn't help our cause here.
34 and 31 now, so.
Right. And they were in their late 20s at the time?
Teens.
No. Oh, teens.
Oof.
We were all young. I was very young when I...
Teens ain't so young to be sleeping together.
Well, I was 9, voluntarily.
With dad or?
No, with a 17-year-old.
All right. So your dad, now, has your dad done prison time?
No, no one's ever. My dad, if you walk in our house, it's Citizen of the Year. We live in a very small town. He is a very well-known, respected businessman.
Oh, my God.
Hold on. Did he actually get Citizen of the Year?
Yeah, he did. We live in a village. I mean, I live in a tiny, tiny little area in New York. I mean, that's where I used to live. And he did Citizen of the Year, and just very well.
Jeez, Amanda proves multiple truths about Florida, doesn't it?
The guy, they lived in New York.
That's where all the Floridians come pouring down from.
The guy who placed in the Citizen of the Year competition molested 9 kids.
Yeah.
So it was pretty close, but Dad edged him out. Jesus Christ.
It's a lot of it's our family name. I mean, I'm not... In small towns, people know your family. And we're just a very well-known, very well-respected family. Right. And how out of 8 kids do I feel I have the right to confront him when it's going to involve my entire family? And it's going to be devastating.
Well, that's how this charade has been maintained all these years. But listen, it's not so important. It's important that your kids be kept away from him. That's important.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
but what do I tell them? The problem is they put me in that situation. My dad's not an idiot. He knows why I won't let him take my kids.
Yeah, good. And you tell him if he doesn't shut up about it, you're going to put it in the local newspaper.
It's so hard.
I know. Listen.
Because you're a victim. You're a victim.
Yes.
Man.
Okay, yes. Here's the deal. Your life has been hell up until this point. And now it's continuing, even though you're out from under this guy. You're living somewhere else, you have your own family, you have your own life, and yet it continues.
Well, the biological imprint, her brain has taken the thrashing.
The only time I ever feel good anymore is when 6 months they're up in New York and they're not down here. That's the only time I ever feel good.
Okay, but listen, Amanda, this guy deserves 0.
You don't owe him anything.
Yeah, he needs more than 0. He needs negative. He really just needs a grenade.
Yeah.
He needs a grenade duct taped to his belly.
No, I shouldn't have called.
No.
You shouldn't let him see the kids.
He's a horrible man, and that's fine. I mean, this is what happens. There's horrible parents out there, Amanda. It's not your fault. It's their fault. You just got dealt a really horrible hand. You got hooked up with this guy.
Why do I feel such an obligation to him?
Well, because he victimized you all this time.
No, it's not that.
I don't want my dad to die ever thinking I don't love him.
Right.
Why? Who cares?
But this is the conflict.
My dad missed a few football games. I don't care.
I know, but
still pissed at him.
This is the conflict. These guys, they idealize them.
That's what I'm saying.
But they love them.
And I can't get my husband to understand that.
My dad should have molested me, so I like him more now.
If he'd beaten you, you'd have been.
I would be avoiding him.
But
I would have seen him on Father's Day.
This is now Mrs. Dad. This is man.
I know.
Her.
Amanda, you need more therapy. And I think you need to trust your husband's instincts on this one. You cannot jeopardize your kids.
Yeah, I mean, you could have him around the kids, highly supervised.
He deserves to be
No, not
punished.
with you. Not with you, Amanda, because if he starts doing anything, you're going to dissociate and be paralyzed.
Oh, well, what do they do? Hire a mall security
No,
guard?
the husband's got around there.
Yeah, but the husband doesn't.
The husband.
How crazy is that going to
The
be?
entire time my parents have been down in Florida, they have seen him once, and it was for 5 minutes. He leaves when they come here.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and they
Listen, Amanda, listen to me, baby. You write this guy off.
She can.
Well, listen, he can't hang out with your kids. That's it. Who the hell wants to hang out with their parents when they're adults anyway? You should loathe that. That should be like going to the dentist.
You see how conflicted she is?
That's exactly what my husband says. You know, I yell at him for saying that, saying, "Oh, he's my dad, don't say that." He's like, how many 25-year-olds feel they have to see their parents every weekend?
This guy's got he's like hypnotized you, your dad.
And I just
How about you tell your dad, unless I have some assurance, unless you know what I'm talking about, Dad.
Hold on a second, Drew. I don't know we're going on too long with this, but why cut deals with Dad? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's for
I think
Amanda's
that's just in deeper. And doesn't she need it? This to me, it's like heroin. She needs to just cut it.
Yeah,
she needs to cut it. I mean, cutting deals with the guys, it doesn't. It seems like she's going to fold. She's not strong enough.
She will. She's by herself. Yeah.
But it's just the whole supervised thing and the whole thing. First off, the guy's a pederast. I mean, he a pedophile. He can't see these kids, and who wants the supervised mess? He's out. He's screwed up. Here's the deal in life. It's like there's unspoken deals you make with everybody, and when you cross the line, when you kill somebody, then you go to jail. And when you molest your kid, you don't get to hang out with your grandkids. That's it.
Yeah,
that's the deal.
Behaviors have consequences.
He should have consequences. This is what we want.
Oh, this is not even. You and I would want him to have.
This is not enough. No, he needs like a rusty sprinkler key put in his rectum. Yeah. Thank you, Amanda. That's it. Baby, you got to get some therapy. You got to get into this with that, and don't make your husband nuts.
And maybe
your husband's right.
A group support, maybe if a survivors group of some type. You really need a lot of support in order to stand up to all this.
Yeah, and no more kids.
No,
because the kids, it's like growing up in a Cuisinart emotionally. There's just stuffed mamas all over the place. Imagine that energy as a kid. Just absorbing every ounce of that crazy mama energy. Now, let's take a quick call. This is too much of a bummer. Amy?
Yes.
You're 25?
Yep.
You have a question for Paul?
Yeah, I just want to say it's really surreal to be talking to you guys. I listen to you almost every single night.
Thanks.
And you guys are great. And Adam, I just want to say you're one of the funniest people ever. I love Crank Yankers. It's
Thank you.
Hysterical. And another thing, what you guys say about Florida, totally right. I went to grad school there. It's the most screwed up place ever.
What's your graduate degree?
Why is that?
What was that?
It's the pull of the South Pole, the gravitational pull. What's your graduate degree in?
History.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, I have said it many times. All evil emanates from Florida.
Yes, very much.
It either begins there or it goes there to hide.
The guys that flew the planes that's over
Yes,
train.
It's all Florida. Just start
but
looking.
all evil, not just that.
You want to find a fugitive? Go to Florida.
Yeah.
Well, we had the Newfound Glory in here last night, and they
I was
actually.
just looking this up before. Actually, we got it the next day here.
Yeah, and they actually refined our understanding a little further, and apparently it's northern Florida where it's really going down.
Yes, exactly.
Drew, didn't you want to? You want to go to break,
It's
right?
absolutely northern Florida. Oh, do I get to ask my question, or are you guys going to?
We're going to take a break first.
Okay.
No, you're going to ask your question. Go ahead.
Okay. I had a question for Paul. My question is, how do you feel about ecstasy use at your shows, and if you condone it in any way, or if you're trying to do something to
No, I don't condone it. I think that, there should be more education about it. There should be more understanding, and people should know exactly what's going on and what's in it. In England, the government have not been doing as much as they should be doing, and there's been a lot of underage kids taking it and basically losing it. As for America, I don't really know what's going on here when it comes to the amount of ecstasy being used. But in the UK especially, the government are now looking into it and are trying to put this problem right.
All right. Let's talk a little bit more about that, because it's kind of interesting. And Paul is...
They look to the government to help us contain our drug use.
In England.
That's what Paul's saying. Yeah. It's interesting.
We don't like that. We don't like the government here. We don't trust them. Yeah. And it's ironically, you guys should not trust your government more than us, right?
We don't.
Oh, you don't? Oh, good. Okay, good. We'll take ourselves a little break. Paul Oakenfold's our guest tonight. Bunk is the name of the CD. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody. It's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That's my partner, sometimes lover, Dr. Drew. Yeah! Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're doing some radio tonight. What do you say, buddy?
Huh?
50,000 watt flamethrower here coming at you. Paul Oakenfold here, man. I'll tell you, this guy can spin, this guy can scratch, this guy rocks. I'll tell you, he's all the way from the UK, man. Fresh off the plane. Flew in just to be here on Loveline tonight and do about 29 other things in L.A. Fly back to the U of K tomorrow, but I'll tell you, it's over the pond. It's good people over there. I'll tell you what, boy. Don't understand that accent, though. I'll tell you what. Yeah. Bunka's the name of the CD, boy. I'll tell you what. That's some music there, boy. Yeah. All right, there, Drew.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ready to go?
So we were talking to Paul about the amount of ecstasy being done in Great Britain and here, and he was sort of surprised that we wouldn't call upon the government to help us contain the drug problem and contain drug behaviors.
Yeah. We try to avoid the government here.
Yeah.
I'm finding out.
I wanted to play the Easy Rider drop for him.
But let me just say one thing before we play that drop. We're lucky enough only to pay about 40% of our wages to the government in the form of taxes. You guys pay a little more than us, right?
No, we pay, it's 20% if you're earning under £25,000. It's 40% if you're earning more.
All the rock stars are always complaining about the amazing price they have to pay to the government.
I think we pay less tax here.
Less tax here?
I think it depends on each state, doesn't it?
Well, I think we pay marginally less than you guys. But the point is I think you guys pay more, you demand a little more service from your government.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
We don't factor that in.
We don't look at it as paying them.
Yeah.
Right.
They're sort of like the mafia.
They're taken from us, yeah.
Yeah, they don't. We give them a little something. They don't bust up our fruit stand. That's basically how it works.
But in the 70s, there was Adam and I had the onerous sort of good fortune of living through that lovely decade, and people decided that anything to do with any kind of authority was like a bad thing.
Right.
And this kind of exemplified that.
Just what is it that you want to do?
Well, we want to be free. We want to be free to do what we want to do. And we want to get loaded. And we want to have a good time. And that's what we're going to do.
Well, wait, baby, let's go.
We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a party.
No.
That was used on a record, that sample.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah, you got it.
Where are we going, Drew? I don't want to talk about X anymore.
All right.
Let's talk about some crusty stuff that's coming around someone's penis.
All right, penis, yeah.
All right, penis, yeah. Rachel?
Hi.
You're 19?
Yeah.
All right, crusty penis next. You've been dating an older guy?
Crusty penis.
Yeah, he was older, foreign, and married, actually.
You live in Alaska?
Yeah, I live in Alaska.
Yeah, 3 strikes.
Older, foreign, and married?
Yeah. Well, 4, because I give the 4 and 2 strikes. I count that as 2. Not from England. I don't count that as 4.
Right.
No, he was Albanian, actually.
3 strikes.
In Alaska?
Now you're up to 5. All right, so you're dating an older, married Albanian guy in Alaska. Same thing happened to my sister, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so you're not seeing anybody but him. He's married. Does he have kids?
Yeah, 1.
Oh, my.
And you've been going out for a couple of years?
Yeah. 2 years almost.
Is there really a relationship here, or is he just kind of having sex with you?
Well, it's been a relationship mostly, but lately it's been really possessive and...
On whose part?
His.
He's possessive of you. He doesn't want you to see people your own age and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy. He's an idiot.
It's always funny. It's really, I love guys because only guys could pull this off, which is, I'm married, but you can't see anybody else. Mm. They're telling their mistress. I mean, and guys will readily do this. They get angry at women for seeing other guys. You're dating. Meanwhile, he's married. Yeah. And you're listening.
Yeah, you got to get out of this. How did you get into this mess?
I actually didn't find out he was married until 3 months into the relationship.
Yeah, that makes it even worse. Him then? Yeah.
He must have been a lot older than you, though, right?
He's 8 years older than me.
He was 25 when you were 17?
Yeah.
So he's kind of a criminal.
All right, just a bad guy.
I think in Alaska the age of consent is 9. Yeah, it's 9.
16.
Oh,
16.
Okay. Hey, Rachel, why don't you break up with the guy? Go ahead and find yourself a nice single guy. You know what I mean?
That's the problem, that I haven't been able to find myself attracted to any other kind of guy.
Well,
what are you doing there in Alaska?
I work, go to school.
What do you do, like tan seal hides or...
Cut whale blubber?
Yeah, cut blubber and use it for soap and perfume, or what do you do, sew together those huge skins they use to throw the guy up into the air when they get in a circle? Which is it? Or do you carve tusk?
None of the above.
What is it?
Come on, you can't fool us.
What do you do? Yeah. What is it?
What do we do in Alaska?
What do you do?
What do you do?
What do you do for work?
With a fork?
Hey, honey, you have a job, yes?
Yes.
What is that job?
I'm a barista, actually.
A what?
A barista. I make coffee.
You make coffee? Barista coffee. Yeah. Baristas.
What is that? I thought that was a judge.
No, she's like works at Starbucks doing the...
You work at a coffee joint?
Yeah.
She does the
All right,
espresso.
just say that then,
she does the
goofball.
espresso.
I'd say the harder it is to get what someone does for a living out of them, the worse their gig is. It's never a coincidence. What do you do for a living? What do I do for a living? What do you do for work? And then it starts vague. It always starts vague. Retail. I work in the city. Yeah, I do stuff where money's exchanged for goods and services. You start whittling it down and whittling it down and whittling it down, and eventually, I'm the guy in the bathroom that hands the guys the toilet paper and they tip me. Guys who have good gigs, like airplane pilots, pow! They work it right in. They go, listen, I was molested when I was 6, and I'm a pilot, so I know about discipline. You know the work lawyers
right away.
Lawyers working into the first goddamn breath. They can't even talk. They can't yell at someone from a car who cuts them off. The lawyer comes out before the S word comes out when they're yelling at somebody. Lawyers, the first word that comes out. Doctors, I think it's like the third or fourth word that comes out. And pilot is like somewhere in. But all the guys with the good gigs, boy, they'll work it right into that first sentence. And the crap gigs never comes up. Just weaving and ducking. All right. Drew, you good?
Good.
You think that's fair, doctor?
No,
fourth word?
Yeah, yes.
Yes. Yeah, they put it right in their name. They insist. They do reservations at a restaurant. They insist on being called Dr. So-and-so.
Reservations and try to get a date.
Right.
Then it's in.
Paul Oakenfold's our guest tonight. Bunk is the name of the CD. We'll hear something else off of that. We'll be right back after this. Hey, yo, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Matthew Lillard will be in here tomorrow night from Scooby-Doo, and Hoobastank will be in here on Thursday. Paul Oakenfold is our guest tonight. Nice. Bunkas, you got to give it to Matthew. Does a pretty good Shaggy.
Great Shaggy. Walks like him.
Yeah.
Walks like him.
Yeah. You guys have Scooby-Doo in England?
Yeah. Well, the movie hasn't opened. We probably won't get it for about 3 or 4 months, but we used to get it.
Yeah.
The TV program.
Yeah. Probably better that you don't get it for 3 or 4 months. It's going to suck. But don't tell
it looks terrible.
Matthew I said that when you see him tomorrow. All right, Drew? Anderson, don't play that back here. Let's keep going ahead here. Let me ask you something. I always think England is a better place than the United States in many ways.
It's more civilized, that's for sure.
I like the accents of the people better. They seem smarter. It's a little lower key place. They don't frown on you for being an alcoholic. They don't pass judgment like they do here.
We celebrate it.
A lot of us are alcoholics.
I know, and no one cares. That's what I like.
We love a drink.
Yeah, well, who's gonna? The guy who's calling you drunk is drunk, so that's the point. But here's what I want to know. I'll tell you something that drives me nuts. I went to the dentist today and had some stitches removed from my mouth. By the way, always a bad sign when you're having stitches removed at the dentist. You know, that's a bad combination. The other thing that's funny when I tell people, I got a couple of teeth pulled a couple of days, about a week ago.
Did he try two teeth?
I still don't know. I forgot to ask the dentist. He says, but you know, it's funny. People say to me, they go, oh, you had some teeth pulled? And they go, yeah. And they go, wisdom? And I go, no. And they look down and they walk away. Like, they don't have a comeback. They're like, oh, Christ. Jesus Christ, not even 40 yet. There's no good, like, that's good times. You know, there's no good comeback to that. But I called, I needed a little car part. I needed a little part from the parts department. A little something broke on the car. And I called them up. And it's a $12 part, like $12.95. So, you know, it's nothing.
Or they charge $50.
No, I mean, you couldn't. No, that's what they're charging.
Yeah, for sure.
So you know it's. No, I'm saying they're charging $12.95. So you know the part is worth negative.
Yeah, exactly.
-0.
They should pay you to take it away.
Yeah, I mean, because they would charge you $12.95 for one of those cardboard air fresheners, right? I mean, what could you possibly get at the dealer for your car that's under $20?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I call them up and I say, give me this part, and they say, we don't have that part. And I say, well, how about you order that part? And then they do what I don't think they do in England, but you tell me. They said, we can't order you a part unless you come on down here and pay for it in full. And I say, how about I give you my credit card number and you just do that? Nope, you got to come on down. And I say, well, gee, that's not going to be very convenient for me to make then the second trip to go pick up the goddamn part 3 days later when it comes in, and it's a $12 part. And by the way, it's the size of a book of matches. You have 7,000 square feet there, and you're a parts department. You know, parts. It's right in the name. It's right in the name. Parts.
Auto parts.
Parts department. You understand? How badly could you be burned by having an extra part for one of the cars that you guys service that's the size of a book of matches?
That doesn't happen in England.
No, can't happen. Can't do it. It's like, wait a minute. I could buy a goddamn ski boat over the internet with my credit card. You guys can't order me a part? And how badly can you get burned? Let's really examine what the possibilities are here. Let's just say I'm some sort of maniacal madman that travels the country calling parts departments and ordering $12 parts and then fleeing, going to Mexico. Oh, all right, what's the worst that could happen? Is that part going to catch on fire at night and take the whole dealership down, or might you just have an extra part?
Did you actually have this discussion?
I have gotten into it with these people, and many people.
Guys?
Yes, many times, and it's just no, because they've been burned before. But my argument to them is listen, if you were burned before, you would have the part that I want right now. Jackasses.
But they charge you double the part in England anyway.
Oh, it's at least that quadruple here, but what is that practice, and why do they do that, and how come? I don't like that at all. That piss you off? They wouldn't do that in England, right?
Nope.
Head on down and order that part, and then head on back and pick it up.
Oh, the distances are so close here in Southern California.
That's service, yeah, boy, that's service. Okay, all right, I get excited. Stephanie?
Yes.
You're 18?
Yes.
What's up?
Today when my boyfriend and I were fooling around, there was some white crusty stuff on the tip.
Like peeling skin?
No, it looked like ice particles.
Oh, that's strange.
Like stalactites?
On the skin?
Huh?
It looked like, okay, if you put a bottle into the freezer and it gets that, like, icy particles on the outside,
Yeah,
that's exactly what it looked like.
But it peeled right off, right?
I don't know. We had sex right after, so...
Yeah, but there was some dried...
yeah, it's nothing.
He'd done a little work on himself earlier in the day, and he didn't mop up properly.
That's probably right.
So it's just dry skin?
No.
Well, it's not skin.
Oh, you remember how women think. You got to bring her into your world there, Adam.
You know when you drink milk out of a glass and you don't rinse it out?
Right.
And it gets a little of that film on the outside?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, except for it's not milk.
It's not milk
So
either.
does that mean that he performed action on himself before coming over?
Probably, yeah. Good possibility.
Yeah. I never look at it as perform. I don't want to put that kind of pressure on myself when I
And by the way, all he's doing
light applause.
He's readying himself, making sure he's up to the performance that is at hand.
That's right.
He's getting ready for you.
That's right. That's right. He's warming up. He's warming up. It's like a boxer. He doesn't want to enter the ring cold. He doesn't want to get knocked out in the first round.
He also wants a couple empty chambers there.
So it's not a bad
Doesn't want the gun to go off.
No, it's a good thing.
It's not a bad
He doesn't want the gun to go off too quickly.
Not a bad thing, no.
Okay.
You get that?
Yeah.
Yeah, men are so disappointing, aren't they?
So if I see that next time, should I think that he has already
Yeah, it doesn't mean...
ejaculated and I shouldn't bother having sex with him?
Oh, you see? See, women?
Oh, my God.
Women can take a positive, which is we're telling Stephanie that this guy masturbates because he doesn't want the gun to go off too quick when he does get with Stephanie.
Right, he wants to be able to perform adequately with her.
So he takes a bullet out of the chamber that afternoon before he shows up, and she has now twisted this thing around to make it something she can beat on him with.
Well, if I have to wait for him, then shouldn't he have to wait for me?
Sorry? No.
What?
The whole purpose of him taking a long time is so you can have an orgasm.
So you enjoy it more?
That's what he's preparing for.
How long does the sex last with him?
It depends on the day.
Write that down, Adam.
Depends on the day. So let's say
pick a day, then.
The even days, like Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Well, they may not be even this month.
They're not as good as Fridays and Saturdays.
I see. Stephanie, are you good looking?
I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
Do other people think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sound like one of those bitchy, good-looking 18-year-old girls we come across on this show. You are a royal pain in the ass, honey.
I'm sorry.
I know, but it's all right. It's all right. Enjoy your reign while it lasts. You have a little while. You got about another 5 to 9 years to really just enjoy that reign, and then people just start yelling at you and telling you what they really think. Right now, they suck it all up.
Great.
All right, baby. Good times. I have fun with guys. I worry that maybe you're a little angry with the boys, like you don't trust them or something. No?
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did your dad screw you over or something?
Not Dad, but other family members.
What happened?
I was molested by my cousin last summer.
That wouldn't be a molestation. That's rape.
Yeah, I mean, you were, what,
You're
17, 18?
17.
17?
We would suspect something happened before that, though.
Yeah.
What happened before
but
that?
No. It wasn't until last summer.
Nothing ever happened until you were 17.
Nothing.
How old is your cousin?
Well, I lost my virginity my freshman year. I guess that's kind of young.
No. How old is your cousin?
He's the same age.
And did he rape you?
No, he was using my body as porn, I guess.
Well, what does that mean?
He was caressing me while pleasuring himself.
Oh, I see. So she says she has energy with the masturbation thing.
Yeah.
And why didn't you get up and walk away?
I didn't. I just turned over. We're sleeping in the same room.
I know, but I mean, when my cousin Greg did this to me last summer, I just got up and left the barbecue. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why don't you just get up and leave?
In other words, had you been victimized before, that made you a willing victim of sorts?
But it had never happened before.
Nothing had ever happened like that before.
No.
Did he really get all the way into it with you, or was he just sort of gesturing?
After I, made it pretty obvious that I woke up, he still tried, 5 minutes later, thinking I, went back to sleep.
Yeah. All right, baby. Well, look, take it easy on this boyfriend of yours and use protection, would you?
Okay.
All right, take care of yourself.
Thanks.
Okay.
It's a little weird, his cousin and...
He's fondling her, and she, pulled out of it, basically. And
Let me tell you how strong the biological drive of a 17-year-old boy is you put him in the same bedroom as his foxy 17-year-old cousin, and, oh, yes, game on. I mean, what it is he starts to go to sleep, then he gets the boner, then he's not really. He just wants some relief almost. I mean, who's doing the math on this? You know what I mean? Like,
why did they let those kids?
Yeah,
sleep
here's
together?
your cousin. Your cousin's from Wyoming. You've seen him 4 times in your life. Now you guys are going camping. You're both 17.
Yeah.
But you got to know something's going to go on there. I mean, unless the person grows up with them and sees them every day, but even then there might be trouble.
But I think that the parents, because they see them every day, they think of them as still the 11-year-old that they were 6 years ago, and when the last time they were together, they don't see the maturation, or they don't pay attention to it, and they don't think about it.
Drew, do your kids have same-age cousins? Because you have to have them killed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, let's get rid of them.
Yeah.
Let's just send them away somewhere.
Okay.
Well, we'll kill one of them to make an example, and we'll send the other ones away. Is there a bunch of them?
Public beheadings are very effective.
Oh, and you got your sons, too, so you got to watch. And Drew, you're a passionate man, and he probably passed that gene down to his sons.
Right.
So you got to watch out for what your sons are doing, too.
Yeah.
We may have to kill them. All right, we'll work this out.
Keep
Paul?
an eye on them.
Hello?
Oh, Brian, I'm sorry. I have a question for Paul.
Yeah.
Hi, Brian.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Great to talk with you guys. Paul, I was wondering, you came down to Tucson, Arizona, and you played at a rave down here. And I recently had bought, right before that, this is probably like a year ago maybe, I had bought your CD, I think it was 007.
Right.
And it was the second.
Global Underground.
Yeah, and it was pretty tight because you threw down some drum and bass and stuff with some like old Ice-T, and then like on the third track, it was really just sick the way you just broke down. It was real chill drum and bass, and I was just wondering why, I don't know, you just mainly stayed with the, excuse me, not with the drum and bass, but mainly with just the trance. And I was wondering if you have any other CDs that have come out lately, that you put anything out that have more of the drum and bass, because what I heard was sick at the first part, but then it got real trancey again, and I was just like, well, I can go back to Transport, which is my favorite.
Yeah, no, I mean, on the CD that I've got coming out, I'm using more breaks than drum and bass. It's just that period of time, there was a lot more drum and bass that was melodic and suited my style of play. But no, I mean, I'm very much into breaks. So as I said, there's a few tracks out there that I'm playing at the moment.
Is that more of like old school style breaks or like
new school? It's more of a melodic sounding break that's coming from England, actually.
Is break means farting? No?
Close, Adam. That's
it's
very
a style of
style of farting.
Style farting. You got it.
All right, Brian.
Well,
you know more about techno music than anybody else in the Arizona area.
Should we go on to a song from here?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
All right. Well.
Hey, Brian, we're going to play a song, all right?
Sounds good, man.
All right there, buddy boy.
Have a good night.
A little break. This one's called Time of Your Life. Yes, indeed. Paul Oakenfold, our guest tonight. Bunk is the name of the CD. It is out in stores as we speak. And today, actually, it was released. We will take one more call before we go to break. What do you say?
All right.
Wes?
Yeah.
You're 22?
Actually, I'm sorry, 28.
All righty.
There we go.
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm dating a girl who just got out of a long relationship, about 7 years, and her and her ex share a dog together, and seem to be, spend a lot of time with the exchange of the pup, and then also they share it with her parents, and he still calls her pretty much, and
so everyone is having sex with this dog?
I don't know about that.
Oh, is that what he said?
I thought that's what he meant.
That seemed like we were going.
Down boy.
All right, so she's having a lot of contact with the ex.
Yeah, it's still going on, and I like her, and
how long have you been dating her?
About 6 months.
And has the ex moved on?
I guess yes and no. I guess he's tried to, but it's been kind of a little rocky and not happy. He's not happy with his job, with work, with life right now.
Does he have a girlfriend though?
Huh?
Does he have a girlfriend?
No.
No. All right. There you go.
He's kind of coming to her for support, and she's like, we'll always be friends and so forth. And
yeah, I can see it being comfortable to you. Where do they see each other? What kind of environment?
She'll drop the dog off at his house. She'll just stop by, or he'll pick the dog up at.
How does she react when you bring up your discomfort?
She says your jealousy's not helping at all, and you have nothing to be jealous about. And it's something that's in the past, and I've moved forward, and he knows about you. And
well, two things. First, you got to kill the dog, but who broke up with who? Because this is going to help.
She with him.
She dumped him.
Yeah.
That's better for you.
Yeah.
Because if he dumped her, she's still got a little score to settle.
Yeah.
Unless this is one of many dumps that she's done over the years.
Mm-hmm. She's been in she's had long relationships.
She was with the guy for quite some time.
7 years. She's had long relationships in addition to him?
She had
just like a couple, like maybe like 2 years or something like that.
She's 65? How old is she?
No, she's from 5 to 11.
Okay, that's one,
that's 6 years.
Yeah.
Then from 11
to 18.
11 to 18, and then now 18 to 26. No, 7 years with this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and she dumped him, and why? Did she dump him because he wouldn't marry her?
Just wasn't happy anymore, and she wasn't happy anymore.
Not the marriage thing?
And
not the marriage thing?
Yeah, and then also, I think that came into play where she thought maybe she couldn't see herself marrying the guy.
She couldn't see herself, or he wouldn't ask?
He wasn't willing to get married.
Probably that too. Yeah, I think he said to her he never could see himself maybe getting married because what his family's been through.
Hold on, we got to talk. Now, here's the deal. It doesn't mean there's anything going on, but to me, it's all in how their relationship ended.
Yeah,
if she was with this guy, she's with this guy for 7 years. She's, I'm going to find out real quick. She's, what, Wes's age? How old is she?
28.
28. All right.
That's 28.
He's 28. Okay, so here's a woman. She's with the guy for a few years. Now it's like she's starting to lay down the hints about marriage. Now it's getting to year 5. She's hanging in. When a woman is 26, 27 years old and has been with a guy for 5 years already.
Alarm's going off.
She wants to get married.
She's thinking marriage.
Yeah.
Thinking marriage. And the reason, I would say, and it's partly because it's true, and the other part is because we always go with the worst possible scenario with for whoever's calling the show, because we're kind of evil that way. But I say if she breaks up with a guy after 7 years and she's 28 years of age, it's because the guy wouldn't commit. And it turns out the guy wouldn't commit. Wes is dancing around it just a little bit, saying it's a whole host of things.
He doesn't want to look at this.
But it's more technically, I think, that he dumped her. He said, I'm not marrying you, honey. And she said, so I'm moving on. Now she's with Wes, which is the good rebound thing.
Except now
she's back and forth a lot.
See, here's the problem. He's unhappy now.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah. Hey, Wes?
Yeah.
How often is she back and forth?
Not that often. Usually just with the pup.
Now all of a sudden it's rarely happening.
Not that often, just with the pup.
Just with the pup.
5 minutes ago,
but hold on, goofball. It's all about the pup. Is she dealing with the pup 3 days a week, or is it once a month?
A couple days a week.
Whatever.
It's a lot of pup exchange there. Yeah. And what about?
I think he's feeling like he can tell he's made a mistake that he let her go. Let it go because he's showing his face around or calling a little bit more, it seems like, and but she says that you have nothing to worry about, and I'm with you and you're my guy, and there's nothing else going on there. And you gotta trust me.
She spoke about marriage to you?
Yeah.
What about it?
Just about what type of ring she likes, and what but also at the same time she's also saying I'm not ready for that because
I want to marry this other guy.
Well, let's just say that because I am just getting out of the other relationship and
yours.
No, she's saying this is her voice.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, when you talk in her voice, do that Uncle Milty thing where you change your voice.
It's in your Wences.
Yeah, talk in that high pitched voice.
I don't know how Uncle
Milty. All right, Wes, I'll tell you what. I'm torn here. I'm worried a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
Well, here's the deal, Wes. There's nothing for you to do.
Right.
You have no hand to play.
All right, but let me float.
You might as well relax.
Let me float something that's going to help put Wes at ease. Let's say hypothetically these two are fooling around.
Yeah.
All right.
And Wes has already said, "Hey, do you have to see the guy so much?"
Yeah.
If they were fooling around, she would slow down on the back and forth.
Probably.
She would say...
She'd feel guilty.
Yeah, she wouldn't announce it. She wouldn't talk about the dog. She'd slide over and do her thing.
Some types of people would get very defensive, like, you guys, cut it out, stand up, and get very angry as a way of compensating. Whatever it would be, there would be some sort of compensation.
All right.
And if it's just flat out neutral, then you can kind of relax. But it's still not a great situation. And
it's still coming back to killing the dog.
Trust your instincts, Wes. Just go ahead. No, don't be afraid to speak up about him either.
Has this happened to you guys or something? Because I've never seen you so involved in a call.
Well, you know the thing
the way it unfolded is what intrigued us.
No, this has not happened to me, or maybe it has. I didn't know it. No, this has not happened to me. But I'm always interested in walking away from every call with an answer, at least in my head, knowing I was right kind of thing. And I couldn't really get to this one.
Yeah.
This is still just 50-50.
It happened to you, but it was like a lizard or a bird or something, right?
Yeah, wasn't a dog. Yeah, it was with a cockatiel. All right, let's take ourselves a little break. Paul Oakenfold is our guest tonight. Bunka is the name of the CD. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. Matthew Lillard will be in here tomorrow night. You know him from all the Scream movies, and now is Shaggy from the new Scooby-Doo.
Nice.
That's Matthew doing that, right? Jesus Christ.
Over a year ago, he's in here talking about it.
I know.
That was not a year ago.
That
way.
was not over a year ago.
It was 13 months.
13 months ago?
No. He was just here like 3 or 4 months ago. Yes. Oh, yeah.
We'll double check.
All right. Paul Oakenfold is our guest tonight. He's not in the new Scooby-Doo movie. Bunka is the name of the new CD. It is just out today, and I suggest you go get it. Let's talk to Dave, who's 28, Drew?
Looks like it.
Yep, and on line 2, Dave?
Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
God, I can't believe I got through to you guys, actually.
Well,
here we go.
Just had huh?
Go right through. Get to it.
I had a question about when my wife and I, when we have sex, like in doggy style positions, every once in a while she'll make a noise out of, her vagina.
Clappers. What do they call them? Flappers.
Flappers.
Yeah. What do you guys call that noise?
A fart.
No.
Fart?
A fanny fart.
No, it's not a fanny fart.
Yeah, that's what I'd call it.
It's not from the fanny.
A fart's a fart. That's not coming from the fanny.
Where's it coming from?
The vaggie.
The vaggie?
Yes.
What's the vaggie?
That's that hole that women have that the babies come from.
Oh, well.
Do you have a name for that in England?
Yeah, not that I know of.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you guys have like 150 names for that. Nothing.
Nothing I could say on air anyway.
Nothing. No, what do we call it? Queef?
Queef.
Yeah, we call it a queef.
A queef?
Yeah. Do you guys call it doggy position there, or do you have a different animal, like goat?
Cow.
That's insulting. Yeah. And you wonder why people screw so many dogs in this country. Hey, Dave?
Yeah.
That's just a little extra air getting trapped in there.
And that's sort of prime air positioning, yeah.
Yeah. Always funny.
Is there like any way to stop it from doing that? Because it really embarrasses her.
Change positions.
She
likes it like that though, but it just embarrasses her.
Well, there's something that's not out on the market yet, but I just read about it in the magazine.
No more?
Yeah, it's an air release that goes and it taps into a belly button, and the air will then escape out of that pressure-sensitive relief. So like a wastegate on a turbo.
Sure.
Really, when the pressure builds up too much, it comes out of there instead of squirting out of the vagina.
Probably be able to order that off the Man Show.
What's it called?
It's called Queef No More.
Queef No More. Queef Off? Yeah.
Queef Off. Queef Away. I don't remember. You gotta work it out. Drew asked me these things like, this is part of my stand-up routine I've been doing for a while.
Let's see what you do with it.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Drew. Drew steps on all my other jokes and then puts my ass in a sling when it comes to making a joke, and he knows I have no clear ending to. Okay, so that's the position. Don't worry about it. Turn up the stereo. Perhaps, lube's not going to help. Nothing's really going to help. Speed will. If you slow it down a little, you'll get less.
Some people.
Yes? Yes. All right, let's, so your penis is a piston shape.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Let's look up what piston is in the dictionary, shall we?
Well, okay.
Because it may describe something that virtually...
I think piston is just not automotive, but just from, you think it was around before, like, steam engines were around? You know what I'm saying?
The way they describe it will sound very
You have a connecting rod that's a little thinner, and you have a wider head on top of it that creates pressure. That's what a piston does. I actually have rings on my on the head of my penis.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A compression ring, oil ring. All right, ready to go?
Pissed off, piston. Okay. A sliding piece moved by or moving against fluid pressure, which usually consists of a short cylinder fitting within a cylindrical vessel.
Yeah.
So that's it.
All right, good times. Ian? Ian.
I'm sleeping.
Come in, Ian.
I heard it right at the beginning. He can't be sleeping. He's been on hold for 7 minutes. Just hung up. All right. Let's talk to Michaela. Michaela.
Michaela?
Yeah, 17. What's up?
I've been fantasizing about my brother while I was having sex. And, do you think there's any way I can make it stop? Because I've been, like, best friends with my boyfriend for a long time, and I kind of want to think about him, not my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something we should know about your relationship with your brother? Anything weird about that?
Everything's normal with him. Well, I think it's because one time I saw him making out with his girlfriend, and I can never forget it.
How old were you?
Just, like a year ago.
Is this your blood brother?
Yeah.
Not half? Not step?
You were 16 seeing him make out with somebody else, and that became very arousing to you, or traumatizing to you in some way, right?
Yeah.
Traumatizing?
That's what she's saying. It's like it was just blazed into my memory.
No, she said she could never forget it. Doesn't necessarily mean trauma.
Yeah.
Well, anything strange happened to you growing up that we need to know about?
No.
Never molested or anything?
No.
No?
No, not at all.
You sound a little depressed. Are you depressed?
No. I'm fine. It makes me feel weird.
Having those feelings, those thoughts.
Yeah, like, if I look at him the next day after I have sex with my boyfriend, it feels really weird.
I wonder if this is bogus.
Well, that was my first impulse on this one, I gotta tell you.
It's starting to creep in a little here for me. I can't figure out anything. Your parents are together. Are they?
No, they're divorced. When I was really little.
How old?
When I was like 4.
Anybody in the room with you now?
No.
I want you to drop your pants. Drop your pants right now. Prove to me that there's no one in the room with you. Okay. How old's your brother?
He's 20.
Still living at home?
Yeah.
Still at home? Does he have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Does he has sex with her?
Yeah, but I don't see it.
Okay, hold on a second. The thing about Michaela is, first off, people are horribly uninteresting. My God, they can take things that are even sort of provocative topics and make them boring. That's really what our show's about.
That's the name of the show.
It's really about taking provocative topics and making them as soulless and boring as humanly possible. And everyone that calls this goddamn show, it's as if they've been in a waiting room for too long, like in a hospital waiting room overnight, and they're watching that TV that's mounted up on that thing
but they keep
where
watching.
the sound is down.
Even while they're talking to the doctor, they're still watching.
Everything's like, it's like, how old are you? 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Huh? Yeah, it's like...
I'm sorry, I'm 18.
Yeah.
18, yeah.
All right, listen. Hey, baby.
Yeah?
You got to pep it up a little. I'm going to hang up on your weird ass, all right?
Okay.
All right. You say your boyfriend has been a friend of yours for a long time.
Yeah, since, like, 6th grade.
And how long have you been with him?
As a boyfriend?
Just 2 months.
Doesn't sound like you're all that into him.
Well, I am. We're really good friends.
And it was your
Yeah,
first...
you keep hitting the friend part.
Yeah.
And there's no 17-year-old girl alive who keeps going back to the friend thing when she's really into a guy.
And is he your first sexual partner?
Yes.
Lost the virginity to him.
Yeah, that's why she's staying with him.
And maybe also that's why the friend thing and the brother thing are sort of getting confused.
All right.
Because it's like having sex with a friend. It's got to be kind of weird for her. It's like having sex with a brother.
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
That's what people will say when they're with them. Been too long in a friendship. That's why friendships don't ever cross over into the sexual.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Except your good friend has been waiting and lying in wait all these years for his opportunity, and finally he conquered you.
All right, Drew.
Right?
Settle down, Columbo.
Because the guy's pissing me off that he's led her to believe he's just your good friend. But
well,
in the meantime, she feels like she's having sex with her brother.
It doesn't sound like you're horribly in love with this guy. If you're not, break up with the guy.
So I should break up with him?
It doesn't seem like you're really into him. You keep saying he's your friend. He's your friend. All right?
And I think this...
And your brother, who the hell knows? Who cares? You're not going to have sex with him.
I think it's how you feel. No, it's how she feels about having sex with her friend. It's like having sex with her brother. It's weird.
Right. I remember I was having sex with this chick once, and I kept thinking about my mom. Oh, no, wait, that was my mom. Oh. Okay, all right. That explains everything.
You said that happened with your sister. But...
That's right. My mom was banging on the door. That's right.
Unacceptable.
That's right. All right, let's... listen, I'm not singing. Let's take ourselves a little break. Paul Oakenfold is our guest tonight. We're going to talk to him. Matt has a question for Paul coming up. Wants to know about mixing and all that good stuff. We'll get to that after this. Hey, everybody. Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew.
They give you a euphoric buzz, but will not put you to sleep.
No, I did. I had a Valium. I had one Valium once, and it knocked me down.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let's try that now. Sandra? How long does that Valium stay in your system?
6 hours, 8 hours.
How addicting is it?
He's quite addicted.
Yeah, it can be quite addictive.
Paul's jonesing for some right now. Yeah. Paul was just asking Drew, what is the over-the-counter equivalent to Valium? And Drew kept saying, nothing. And Paul kept saying, what's the over-counter equivalent to Valium? And Drew kept saying, nothing. Yeah, well, believe me, I'd be getting some of that if they had that.
No, look, in some states, it's all triplicates of very carefully controlled stuff. Valium
really?
Drug, yeah.
We don't have that in California.
Not yet. Soon, probably.
All right, let's score while we can, kiddies. That's what that means to me. No, listen, stuff over the counter doesn't work. That's why it's over the counter.
Yeah.
That's the point. Matt?
What's up?
You're 16?
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, first thing I gotta say that I'm a huge audio geek, so I gotta say one thing. Anderson, you're a god.
Yeah, he is good.
So, I just had a quick question to Paul.
Thank you very much.
Go ahead.
I just had a quick question to Paul.
Sure.
What type of programs do you use for mixing on the computer?
Well, I use the Pro Tools system, but to be honest with you, I've been trying to use more and more live musicians, rather than using programming. I just find it gives it more of the feel and the sound that I'm looking for.
And now, does everyone use live musicians? Not that many people do they?
Not in electronic music. It's all kind of programmed and...
Right. Would you know the difference if you were listening to something?
From a live bass or a program bass?
Right.
Yeah, realistically, yeah. The sound of it should be different.
Right. All right. It was, and now that you have a little more money, a little more clout, a little more status, you can do that, right? I mean, you probably couldn't afford to do that in the early days, right?
No, well, listen, it's cheaper to get someone in to play bass than buy...
oh, it is?
Yeah, than buy it.
All right, then I'm completely wrong.
So now he gets the London Philharmonic and the Rolling Stones.
That's right.
There you go.
John Entwistle.
Carnival days.
Verona?
Hi, I have a roommate who's 21, and when he talks, he did a lot of ecstasy. And when you talk to him, it's like talking to wallpaper.
Right.
And then I have a friend who's 30, and she's, like, really smart. And I was just wondering what the long-term effects and what the difference would be between ages.
What?
You have a friend who's 30 who's done a lot of ecstasy?
Yeah, they both did a lot of ecstasy, and the one that's 21 is really, like, slow and, like, kind of stupid.
Yeah, but...
And the one that's 30 is really smart.
But maybe he was slow and kind of stupid in the first place.
True, I never knew him back then.
Ecstasy, I don't, listen now, I don't know if ecstasy, I don't know any evidence that ecstasy affects intellect or cognition. It affects mood. So people get depressed, they get panic attacks, they can have memory problems. That has been well documented with ecstasy, but not intellect per se. So new learning might be affected, but I don't even think that has been documented, but memory for sure.
Yeah, all right. Well, good times. Yeah, this guy was stupid before he started doing the acts.
I'll bet he's smoking tons of pot.
Oh, there you go. All right, let's find out. Verona?
You there? Verona? Yeah.
Is he smoking a lot of weed?
He doesn't smoke that much. He does smoke pot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other one doesn't?
No, she doesn't.
Okay, just look towards that difference. That's probably where the substantial difference lies.
But this is a topic we visit quite a bit, and the older I get, the more I see, and the more experience I have, I just realize that nothing trumps whatever hand God gave you. Eventually, you can sort of extinguish that flame, or at least turn the Bunsen burner way down on it. But when you're talking about young people, very smart people who have high intellects and high IQs, are very capable, and they're very verbally capable, they can do a lot of drugs for a long time and get away with it.
Yeah.
It catches up to them later on in life. But if you're real sharp, you can almost, it's like good health. It's like your weight. You have a fast metabolism and good genes. That way you can live off junk food for years and years and years, and your pants are still sliding down your ass when you're trying to catch the bus.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, that's just the way it is. And I really believe it's this way with the drugs, too. And as a society, we're always looking for answers for everything. But some people just are sharper than other people. And the 21-year-old is a dim bulb, and the 30-year-old woman is sharp.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, along with that.
Let's talk to Ben, who's 14. Somehow, if we admit that as a society, it's like we've lost all control. Do you know what I mean?
It's back to the girls syncing up their periods.
Right. We just don't we don't want to give that up.
We don't want to be biological.
We have to have fat chicks with huge Samoan-sized calves reading books by supermodels on how to stay fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When the supermodels are just eating junk and doing heroin.
Yeah.
And rarely exercising.
Drinking coffee.
That's right. Champagne, coffee, heroin, and occasional donut.
Ben, we got a minute here.
Hey guys, what's up? I just want to say, Adam, I think you're awesome. Drew, you're really cool.
Whatever.
The double. What's up?
I just wanted to say hi to Paul Oakenfold, and I wanted to ask him where he got his start from, where his influence came from.
What, musical influence or influences in playing clubs?
His dad and his grandfather spun. So, they handed it down.
Actually, my father was a big collector of records, and I was running around listening to the Beatles and Elvis, and it probably started from there.
Really? Hey, Ben?
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that pretty much takes care of it.
All right. So you can be even more angry at your dad for just having the one Hank Williams Jr. 8-track that he doesn't let you listen to. All right, everybody, good times. All right, let's see. So, anyone been on hold for a while? I feel bad for the guy.
Hey, guys.
50 minutes.
You know that record you have there in the wall?
Yeah.
Did you see how excited Paul got when he saw it?
Yeah, the Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5.
I've never seen anyone even notice that thing. It's like, oh, wow. He's going to steal it.
He dry humped it.
Flash was the godfather, one of the original DJs, and that was one of the first ever hip-hop records, so I can't even believe you had those guys in here.
Hey, oh, yeah. Jared?
Yeah.
Jared, you're 15, you had knee surgery.
Yeah, about a month ago.
All right.
My doctor had prescribed me some Lortab. And last Friday I had overdosed on it, and I was just wondering if that could give me any long-term effects.
Well, provided you didn't injure yourself in the overdose, you didn't get any limb injuries or brain injury, oxygen supply cut off, heart injury, this sort of thing, kidney problems, which are common in that kind of overdose. Provided none of that happened, one of the things that can happen from opiate use, Vicodin, Lortabs, if you have a genetic makeup of alcoholic or addict, it can sort of throw a switch in your brain and leave you feeling like a drive and an emptiness and a sort of an unpleasant feeling that you're going to be looking to solve now. Try to let that solve itself. Let it settle down. That biology will quiet down over about a year or so. But if you start filling that with pot or alcohol or any other substances that activate that same region of the brain, you will fall into an addictive process.
All right. Well, good times. We'll be right back. Well, that's the show, everybody. I want to thank Paul Oakenfold for coming in here.
Yeah, thanks.
All the way from England. Yeah, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, cool.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
I love that one. All right, so Bunka's the name of the CD, just out today. Go out and get that and support Paul. And Paul, good luck to you on your tours of the world in search of Vicodin. No, he's looking for Valium. That's
Valium.
Right. That's right.
Not Viagra.
I like to try that myself. So, until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying, mahalo.
What? This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for Loveline is Ann Wilkins Ingle. Loveline is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.